Hi everybody, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm gonna show you how to make this cute Minnie Mouse that I'm calling Minnie Mouse I Love You, because she's making a heart with her hands and she's sitting in the cake. So we're gonna start with the ball. This is a 15 millimeters ball. We're gonna place like 36 grams I use for it, because I don't want to make to have the ball surrounded by too much the clay or dough, because I want very tight, so I'm not gonna really mold anything on there. So I'm gonna try to give you guys the measurements and the weights to see if it helps, but I will write here on the screen as well. So with your hands you put the dough all up, go closing without the air go in, and you smooth it out, and one side is not perfect, you pick to cut it with the cookie cutter and shape a heart her face. Now we're gonna get all the excess inside this heart out of there, because there's where gonna be her face. If you think this is really hard, or then you're gonna lose the shape or everything, you can just place her face on the top of the black. But I like to, when you look at me, it doesn't think that that's popping out, then it was just placed up there, you know, then it's just her face, one thing, if that makes any sense. So put a toothpick on the bottom and let it dry somewhere, and we're gonna start with her ears. We're gonna make 2 little balls, 10 grams each, and we're gonna flatten them on the table and try to make them be at the same size. Like when you squish down on the table, really like take a look and make them the same size. And then with the rolling pin, I'm gonna just mark a little tiny bit on the middle to give a 3D effect when you put the bow in her head. It looks very cute. Now with the toothpick and help her, your 2 fingers, and hold the ear, go rolling the toothpick until you can put it inside. Just be careful, because you don't want to see the toothpick in the front on the back. With 14 grams or 0.5 ounces, we're gonna make the leg. You make a row, and then you go up and down where her foot's gonna separate it from the leg, and then we're gonna do it again. Make a ball, make a row, and then we're gonna mark what the foot start. You get a finger, go up and down, pressing a little bit more, and we're gonna have where her foot and her legs get together. Calves, right? The calves. I totally forgot the name. So for the shoes, we're gonna get 8 grams of pink and make a little teardrop shape, and then open up right there for her to put like the hole of the shoe to put it her feet inside. Open the sides so you can just place it there and glue it at the back, then you open. I will also show you guys the other way then you can do this. If you think this, when you open like that, you lose the shape of the shoe, then, because I got a lot of emails asking. So you make the ball right in the middle, teardrop shape ball, and mark where the shoe are gonna be, and then where her foot is, just right there. Instead putting all the excess of the black dough inside that shoe, you can cut in the diagonal shape right like that, and then you don't have that bottom part anymore. So you just need to have a little indentation on the shoe and just place that on the top. So you don't need to worry about opening and closing and losing the shape. And it looks exactly the same. I just never thought about showing both ways, but I just decided to show guys now. But the same way, you can pick the easiest way for you. If he's just opening and putting everything inside and closing, or just cutting the excess and just placing right there. And then you have her 2 legs and shoes. Mark the little heels on the bottom, and now we're gonna get something like a phone cover. I cover with the craft foam so the foam doesn't stick on my clay, and I am going to place her legs the way I want them to stay. Once it's dry, you can move anymore, even if you're working with gum paste or cold porcelain or whatever you're doing. So place every time that you do it, place the way you want it to dry. So I'm making 2 little tiny bowls with mold, but if you don't have the mold, you don't need to panic. Just go for it on my video when I'm making her head bow, and you can make it the same but a little. It's just because I have this mold, so it's pretty easy and fast to do it, since it's so tiny and it's like little things take sometimes more time to make it than big things. So I just have the mold for that little bow. So I'm placing the way I want her legs to look. So if she's bending and sitting on the cake, you need to remember to make her knees and everything. And now I'm putting a toothpick on the bottom of her shoes so it holds exactly the way I want her to dry. Now with the ball, the styrofoam ball, 30 millimeters, I'm just gonna cover a little bit of pink. I'm not getting that weight for the pink because I'm just covering to the sake of somebody looking under her dress, or just to the clay to stick better when I'm making her skirt. So it doesn't matter if it's perfect or not, you just want to cover everything. And now we're gonna place that toothpick then is holding the legs. So now with the circle cutter, it's probably like my 4 fingers. If you guys want exactly measure, just let me know. I'm gonna open a circle. You just need a big cutter enough to cover that ball that you place for her hips and to cover around her legs. And now with the back of a paintbrush, I'm just making the skirt to be a little fluffier. So you just push it down on the finger that you're holding and under, and just make all the fluffy. And that's white if you're not sure, because sometimes the colors of the screens change. So I will make 2 whites and then 1 pink for the skirt. I didn't on this video, I made just 1, but when she dry, I thought that she was missing, she could have a little bit more dress, more fluffiness under the dress. So you can do that. And now I push in the middle 2 fingers, so I leave the dough in the middle very thin, so I have all the excess where the skirt needs to be. But make 2 of those whites and make the pink one that I'm making now after, just to have your mini really pretty. And I'm gonna make the same thing with the pink one. If you haven't subscribed to my Instagram yet, please do. Is hashtag cupncakesgourmet. Since it's not all my toppers and I make videos, it's like the balloon mini, then I will make the video for you guys, then I place there and everybody wanted to see. Sometimes I have just orders, making for people. So if you guys see something and you want to make a video, just let me know, or tag me if you use any of those tutorials so I can see your work and I really like it. And if you're new to my channel, welcome back. Welcome to Cupcakes Gourmet. Here we make everything for parties and, party favors, cakes, everything else. So don't forget to, subscribe so you don't miss anything. So I place the pink the same way we place the white. And now I'm going to place the toothpick on the top. Now for her body, we're going to use 25 grams of pink. I just made it like a triangle and without the top, and I separated 2 on the top, I separating 2 parts, so it looks like it's the shoulders and the neck, but you don't need to worry too much about because we're going to put so much details on top of it. Just make everything, no scratches, no marks, anything. And now I am marking little lines that looks like fabric, just to give a little bit more the, realistic side. And now we're gonna place on her skirt. Always look at your topper or your decoration before using all those measurements that they give to you. I'm trying to measure as what I'm doing, but it always looks yours, okay, for sizes and things like that. I open a snake and I flat the top for her detail on her skirt, and that's good because you're already gonna make disappear the separation between the skirt and the rest of her dress. And fluff it up her dress all the time. You can put something under until it's dry too. I did it after I finished the video just to separate and make her dress very fluffy. So now I'm making a little bigger bowl, and this mold I made it from the bowls I made for Minnie. So if anybody wants it, purchase, just let me know as well. And if you want to purchase anything that I make on my channel, you can go to my Etsy page. Is down here below in the comments, and there you can find anything, or just send me an email and I can help you guys. So I made a little circle and I cut a V shape just to give the detail on her top of her dress. And now I'm gonna make a little tiny ball just to make the button, then it's right there. But you can do that with paint too after, when you make the polka dots if you prefer. Now we're gonna start making little rolls for her arm, and that is 4 grams each. And I'm sorry, I moved the camera probably when I was making the arm to have space, but I'm just putting the arms next to that dress, and we did it. And I will show you again, but I'm sorry about this cut, I couldn't find anything. So for her hands, I'm using 2 to 3 grams. My scale was kind of lost between it. So you make a teardrop shape, you flat it, and now you cut it a little V to separate her thumb and the other 3 fingers. Remember that Minnie and Mickey and almost all Disney friends, they have 4 fingers, not 5. So you need to cut a thumb and 3 more fingers. So this one is a little bit more tricky because you want the thumb to go down to make the bottom part of the heart, and the other 3 fingers you're gonna make curve to the center to make the top of the heart, and she's making the hands. So if you have a little, like, if it's hard for you to understand what I'm saying, make a heart with your hands, and then you're gonna see the shape. So the fingers, the 3 extra fingers, are gonna go up and curve, and the thumb is gonna go down to make the end of the heart. But you still need to cut it them to separate them and smooth all the edges, because you don't want a finger that is a square. So make everything cute, and then you curve the 3 fingers on the top to make the heart. So you're kind of gonna make her hand to be in a C shape, and the same thing to the other side, and then you put them together, you make the heart. So you have the teardrop shape, and you flatten a little, cut the V shape to make the thumb, separating the thumb of the rest of the fingers, cut the 3 fingers, smooth all the edges, and make everything round. And then we're gonna put down the big the finger. Oh my god, I cannot even speak. And you're gonna make the same shape than we did with the thumb down and the halves of the fingers, making that little curve from the heart. You can even pinch those little 3 fingers, because it makes kind of like easier to see how perfect your heart is when she's putting it together. So just pinch a little bit and get something curvy like a wood skewer or a paintbrush, and just really make that be very curly. And then just smooth anything then you scratch or anything else, any mark then you see. And you're gonna do the same thing, pinch the ends and use something rounded to really make like curve to make that arch of the heart. And then when you put them together, she's holding a heart. I just put those little 2 round things for the glove. I don't know why it just appeared in my video, but I just put the arm and those little 2 things, and you do for a Minnie Mouse glove. It's just a ball, then you flat and put it there. And now I'm cutting the back of the hands because you don't want sticking out, and you just want to place right on the chest where she is like showing the hands. So that's what we're gonna do. And you place right there some toothpick and glue or egg whites or a little bit water, depends on the material you're using. And then you place the heart where she wants to hold. I put it kind of like on the chest area because I thought it was cuter. I'm opening the skin color with the same heart cutter than we did it. Now that it's a little bit dry, I'm placing the face on the head. Don't forget, if you're using cold porcelain, to let it dry a little bit before the black dry before you put the skin color, because it shrinks. Cold porcelain shrinks when it dries. But if you're using gum paste or fondant or any other type of air clay, you're fine. Just be sure that it's still a very cute heart. And now we're gonna pre-made the holes to place the ears. So you get the top of the heart and put a hole, and the other top of the heart and put the other one, so you know exactly what her ears need to be. And now we place with a little glue the ears. It's really better to pre-made the hole, because you don't squish your ears when you're trying to make the toothpick grow through the styrofoam. I'm sorry about my voice. I don't know. I'm losing my voice and I'm even sick. I don't know what's going on. 14 grams. We make a little roll, and you like 3 fingers long, and your 2 fingers you put it on the sides and you roll on your table up and down, up and down, up and down, until you make the middle be a little fat, little big ball, and the sides little balls, to make her cheeks, if that makes any sense. Looking is better, explanation. And then you place on her face, and then you start modeling. So just worry about the 2 sides, and now you push down the rest, and you're already gonna have where her nose is gonna be. And now we're gonna mark her mouth going to one side to another. And now I have the bottom part and the top part of her face. With the ball tool, I'm just gonna push right in the middle where the tongue's gonna be. If you don't want to do that, you can leave her mouth closed. I'm just making sure that I will see that line when she closes her mouth. Making everything smooth. You don't want any, marks or edges. And now I can see already where the nose are gonna be, so I'm gonna make a little indentation. Mark where it is. Close the edges of her mouth together. And now we're gonna mix a little skin color with pink to make a teardrop shape, very little, for her tongue. And you put the tongue right inside her mouth, and we're gonna mark the middle. And we close the rest. So now I'm just gonna mark with the ball tool the end of the smile and make a little straight line, just to make look like she really smiling. And now we're gonna make the bow. With 10 grams for each side of the bow, we're gonna make a bow, a teardrop shape, and flat like that. And flat the edges to make like a kind of like a triangle. And then with the tool, I'm gonna mark the center of the bow by each side. So now you have the top part and the bottom part marked. And with the bow, you just push down a little bit on the top just to give a 3D shape. And we're gonna do the same thing to the other side. Put them together to see if they are the same size. And then you cut the top. So you have the 2 sides. With the excess, you can use the whole excess to make the middle of the bow, or just half of the excess, or just a little bit. That depends on how fluffy you want it to be, the bow. I'm using half. I'm making a little bow and a little row, and I will place right in the middle of those 2 pieces. So now we have the bow, and I'm just marking the center for like a fabric kind of mark to give a little bit more life. And we're gonna place on her head, just like that, right in the middle. And you can put a little glue on the back of the ribbon, the bow, where it's connecting to the ear, if you think that it's not sticking enough. Now I'm making a little bow, and I couldn't wait because my scale was not giving me the answer for the nose. Now we're gonna paint, but I let it dry overnight. Don't try to paint when it's wet. And then we're gonna just make the white part of her eyes. I'm sorry, this is still my old lights, so it kind of still reflecting white and skin color. But if you have any trouble to see her face, I have another videos from Minnie's faces, how to paint it, and you can see better. But for now, I'm just making the two balls in white for her eyes. Right where the nose, I always start like I have the nose, so where the nose starts on one side I do the ball, and then where the nose starts at the other side I do the other ball, if that helps to know where to start, you know, to place her eyes. You don't want them too apart or too close together. And now I'm making a little ball for the black at the center of her eyes. Wait the white to be dry before you try to make the black, so you don't make a mess. And now I'm just using some blush. There's normal makeup brush because I'm using whole porcelain, but if you're using anything edible, you can use the dust of the petal dust. Then you can find in a bunch of different colors, or even like any color you want to use. If you're using something white, just use a dry brush and just use a little bit. I put in the cheeks and the back and the bottom on her nose, and just to give her skin a little light. And now a little tiny dot of white on the black for the light reflection. And I'm using clear top nail polish for her nose to shine a little bit. So now I'm gonna make her eyelashes. Done. We just need to make the polka dots. I hope you guys really enjoy this tutorial. I hope it really helps you guys to make things to sell, to make cake toppers for your family, for your friends, or for your work. I'm really happy to be sharing with you guys. And if you haven't given me a thumbs up, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, because that really helps me to be able to keep making all these tutorials, because I used to sell all them and now I'm putting here on YouTube, and I still want to do that. So any help that you guys give to make my channel grow is going to be very helpful for me, and I can make more videos for you guys. So it's the exchange of favors. And I'm just making the polka dots on the dress and on her bow, and she's ready. Please don't place on your cake or decoration, or don't touch until they are completely dry. You don't need to put any furnish on the top, but if you're not using edibles, you can. If you're using gum paste, your fondant is exactly the same. Just for fondant, use some TLC to make it harder, and gum paste, just use whatever you have as your materials. And she's done. I love the way she looks. I hope you guys like it too, and I will talk to you guys soon.